A journey begins with one small step. It doesn't matter how hard you hit, whether you win or lose. What matters is that you have a common goal. And to reach that goal, it takes a band of brothers acting as one. Every week, we come together to witness these gladiators of the gridiron pour their heart and soul onto the field. This is Wendy's Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
Homecoming, the time in the school year when celebrations of your school spirit are at its highest. Here in Tunkhannock, that celebration started last night with a huge town bonfire right here on campus with students, friends, family, and alumni. Welcome inside Tunkhannock Memorial Stadium for tonight's crossover game between Towanda from the Northern Tier and Tunkhannock from the Wyoming Valley Conference. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob I, joined once again by my Hall of Fame coach, Stan Kuharski. Our own Aaron Dugan will join us shortly. Coach, Towanda's in the District 4 two-way playoffs. Tunkhannock's looking for a big win to end the season as they have a couple games left, but there's still a lot to play for tonight.
There is. They're entering the game with a 1-7 record. However, they've been involved in every game in the first half particularly, and broken down a little bit defensively in the second half. So Coach Cechak is very optimistic that they're going to play well tonight.
The Black Knights rely on the horsepower of our Ace Robbins Spotlight Player of the Game quarterback, Tanner Kunkel.
According to this coach, he's Doug Flutie-like. Athletic, has learned quite a bit during the course of the year, is playing within himself. So, again, he's going to be a big factor tonight if they're supposed to win.
Tunkhannock's going to ride their horse, and that's Logan Zawinski, our other Ace Robbins Spotlight Player of the Game.
Again, a remarkable young man. He's the leading Wyoming Valley Conference leading rusher. He's got a 3.9 GPA. He bench presses over 350 pounds and squats 530 pounds. So he works hard in the weight room. And again, his coach thinks he's got a future ahead of him.
Well, the weather is perfect for week 9 of high school football, but will that continue? We'll head over now to Mike Linden from the Fox 56 News, first at 10.
We have been waiting for it to feel like football weather. The wait is over. It's going to be beautiful this evening. Hardly any cloud cover out there, but boy, is it going to be chilly. Temperatures dropping into the low 40s this evening, and we are going to stay chilly overnight and into Saturday. Bob, the best news out of all of this, though, is that as we head into the weekend, looks like more sunny skies, not only for Saturday, but for Sunday as well.
Thank you, Mike. We'll take it. Last year, these two teams met. Towanda won 21-14. We expect the same kind of game tonight when we return. It's the starting kick and the opening lineups. It's Towanda and Tunkhannock next.
You're watching Wendy's Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
It's homecoming here in Tunkhannock. The Tigers looking for a big win over their opponents from Towanda in the white jerseys tonight. Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. Bob Ide and Stan Kuharski. Aaron Dugan down on the sidelines. And Aaron, these two coaches have a unique relationship. They've known each other for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely, Bob. Their relationship goes back decades. Coach Cechak from Tunkhannock actually hired Coach Dossie from Towanda for his very first job in football all the way back in 1990. That was at Harry S. Truman High School in Levittown, which is near Bucks County, near Philly. Cechak was head coach and hired Dossie as his assistant, and Dossie is a Towanda native, and he loved his hometown so much he convinced Coach Cechak to come back here to NEPA in '99, where he's been ever since. So yeah, they have a close relationship, goes back to the 90s, and a nice friendly rivalry.
We'll see how friendly it is right now. This game underway. Tunkhannock has the opening kickoff. They take it right at the 40, and their first play, they try to get it to the outside to Hopkins, and he's brought down for no gain.
Okay, that play stretched to the sidelines, and the runner never got his shoulders turned upfield. Here they're out in the same set, Bob. We got trips.
Zawinski behind Rogers. This is a team that averages 24 points per game. Zawinski's first carry powers through and looks like close to another first down for Zawinski. Here now the Toyota offense for the Tigers. Talk about Rogers and Zawinski, but watch out for the fullback, Ramey. Receivers saw Hopkins already. Holton out there on the tight end. And up front, a sophomore in there is Sickler. But other than that, some good experience on the offensive line for Tunkhannock. So on 3rd and short, Zawinski pushed back, but he has the first down. And the Tigers are inside Black Knights territory.
It's a good start for Tunkhannock. He got a first down on that first series. And again, Logan Zawinski got 2 tough yards here.
Zawinski over 1,000 yards already, 14 touchdowns. Tough player. Missed a little bit of time in only 1 game this season. Hopkins took up the slack. Rogers' first pass of the night looks to the left. They're going to call it complete. Nice catch by Hopkins. Looks like a gain of about 7 yards.
A little sprint to the left here, Bob. We'll see Garrett Hopkins breaks to the sideline, goes up and makes a fine catch and manages to get 1 foot in bounds, which is all you need in the high school level.
Rogers does have a good arm, 5 interceptions, 5 touchdowns on the year, throwing for over 800 yards. So an experienced quarterback. He played some last year. Zawinski gets the corner. It's like a gain of 7 more, another first down. Here now the defense for Towanda. Up front, watch out for Johnson on the outside, 37 tackles. The linebackers are very good. Zeitz on the outside, number 8, 49 tackles on the year. And Preston Rogers is back in the secondary, 2 interceptions. The defense gives up 23 points per game during this season. Right now, Tunkhannock taking advantage of that. Out to Hopkins, he can't go anywhere. Written down quickly by Dylan Hartman.
It's just a little swing pass to the left. The receiver, Hopkins, never got his shoulders turned upfield. Nice open field tackle there, Bob.
Tunkhannock last week lost to Myers 27-16. First flag of the night comes in as Zawinski takes it up inside the 35. We'll take a look at the flag though first. Our referee tonight, Ed Lakovich. Hear from him for the first time.
Sideline warning, Tunkhannock.
So it's a warning of sidelines, and Zawinski's gain of about 5 goes through.
This is 2-down territory. I believe before the game, Coach Cisak said they'd probably get a penalty in the first series.
Yeah. Not surprised. Trips to the right. Little draw. Zawinski weaving his way through up inside the 25. Another first down for Tunkhannock.
Bob, this first series has demonstrated that Tunkhannock doesn't have that many problems on the offensive side. It's going to be a challenge to see how well they're going to play defense.
Nice little drive being put together. And they've done this through the year, Coach. Lake Lehman, they led 21-0 before they let them come back. And there was some experience coming back for the Tigers this year, but some balls just haven't bounced their way, as they say. Give it to their workhorse. Zawinski through, powers up to near the 10. 11 more for Zawinski.
it's a run like this that demonstrates the value of the weight room.
You talked about that.
Yes, strong young man carrying white shirts with them down to the 10.
They would like to end the year on a positive note. 2 wins. They get Northwest next week. Class 8 team. Towanda's in the District 4 playoffs. Back to Logan. How about 3 more up? 5 yards for him inside the 10.
Logan made a nice cut on that play, Bob. He head to his left and then cut back to the right side of the offensive line of the Tigers.
Our Toyota key to the game, one of them for Tunkhannock. They're doing it right now, taking control on the offensive line. How have you seen that?
Absolutely.
They can get a first down inside the 5. Good blocking, good push. Zawinski puts his head down towards the end zone. Touchdown, Tunkhannock. 15th touchdown of the year for the senior, and it gives the Tigers a 6-0 lead.
It only took them less than 4.5 minutes to score that touchdown, Bob. Nice drive. You see that Logan just bides his time, waits for an opening, and darts into the end zone.
Billy Prebola, number 6 on for the PAT. It is up and it is through. The Tigers go 60 yards and they lead this one early on, 7-0. Back at Memorial Stadium in Tunkhannock, the kickoff goes by Hartman, or Newbert, I should say, and it goes in for a touchback. Back to that drive, Coach. 11 plays, 60 yards. Logan Zawinski, the leading rusher in the Wyoming Valley Conference, had 8 carries for 51 yards.
Yes, you can see his strength and his ability to see gaps in the defense, and he made some fine cuts. Here you'll see on this touchdown, he gets the ball, bides his time a little bit, and then just gets to the end zone. It's a good back, hungry inside the 5-yard line.
So the Black Knights come back out. Tanner Kunkel, the quarterback, yes, number 25. This is a team that averages 23.8 points per game. They have the ball at the 20. Second guy's through is
Seitz.
Number 8. Griffin Seitz, and he's gone. Towanda's first play, and it's a Black Knight touchdown. 80 yards for the senior, his 3rd touchdown of the season. There is a flag down, and it's a holding against Towanda. I don't know if we can see that play again, Coach, and see where this holding took place.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
That's a backbreaker.
First down.
First play of the game.
It certainly is. Griffin Seitz found a hole and took it the distance. We see a little counter action. Really faked out many of the defenders of the Tigers.
I didn't see a hold. Did you?
No.
Not on that replay. Well, that's the big play capability of this Towanda team. So big play, now it goes into a negative play, and it's a loss of about 3, so the penalty probably happened around the 27-yard line. It's back to about the 17.
Penalties will kill you, especially when you run for 80 yards.
So Towanda back at it now, 1st and 13. Give it to Newbert, the workhorse, and he's ridden down and tackled by Jack Chilson, the freshman. He's up for about 3 yards. Here now the Toyota offense for Towanda. See Newbert. We saw Seitz so far. We know what they can do. The receivers, watch out for that Potter kid. He was the quarterback a couple years ago He can run or pass, and the offensive line is very senior-oriented. 4 seniors and 1 junior. Kunkel's first pass floats out, and it's caught by the aforementioned Potter, and it's a big gain up to the 40.
Tanner Kunkel got that ball out of his hands pretty quickly. Ball was in the air quite a long time as well.
Kunkel's not a big kid, just 5'7", 150. Somehow he gets that ball over those big linemen. That's what the coach talked about, right?
He did. You would think that he'd get him out of the pocket a little bit so he doesn't have to throw over.
Back to the air. Swing to Pelka. Pelka ridden out by the freshman, but a gain of 12.
But you can see that Towanda's distributing the ball to different players. Just a quick out pass. Pelka just drags a couple of Tunkhannock tacklers with him.
So the Black Knights in Tiger territory for the first time.
This is where Tunkhannock has had its problems. They scored on the first drive. Now they're allowing their opponent to drive down the field.
Fumble. Picked up by Seitz.
Big loss, however.
Good read by Zawinski.
Very fortunate for Seitz. That ball bounced right back to him.
Loss of about 5. Here the defense, brought to you by Toyota. Play a 5-3 defense. Watch out for 44 in the middle. The linebackers, we just saw Zawinski in there. Also Sebo, a sophomore, and Grasso. And the secondary will be tested. 2 juniors and a freshman back there. Almost caught by Pelka. But Chilson's there to make the stop, goes incomplete. 3rd down on the way.
That was a great job by Jack Chilson to get to the potential receiver right on time, knock it out of his hands. What's interesting, Bob, is that Tunkhannock's defense doesn't have many two-way starters. Zawinski starts, Garrett Hopkins starts, and a lot of the other players are playing on one side of the football.
There is Craig Dawsey. 2nd season back after back surgery. 13 before that, so 15 overall at Towanda. So on 3rd, they go to the air. They hit the tight end Pelka, and he's going to be short of the first down by about 4 yards.
Well, they're a little short, Bob, about 3 yards short. It's a pretty good tackle.
And on 4th down, they'll go for it.
A lot of confidence here, like Coach Dawsey got his offense.
No, in the backfield with Kunkel.
Reverse.
A little reverse. That one just scored before, but Tunkhannock's up to the challenge in the 4th down conversion. Goes incomplete. Ridden down by Jamal Zacharias, the freshman.
I'm sure the hope there was to be a little deceptive, but when you're going east and west, when you need 4 yards for first down, Bob, it's not always the wisest choice.
Well, that play worked the first time, was brought back. The big penalty in that, the first play of the game, is a holding. So the Tigers hold, they get the ball back on their side of the field. First rush for Rogers, and he's up and ridden down by Seitz, gain of about 5.
Here Tunkhannock's in that zone read with a speed sweep fake. Rogers manages to pick up 3 yards.
Five men down on the line for Towanda, but Zawinski follows through and he shoots through inside Towanda territory up to the 46. Looks like a gain of 7 or 8.
Bob, if our viewers look at this formation, it's a little bit of a deceptive formation. You'll notice it looks like there's trips, but the outside guy is covering the inside guy in that trip, so he's ineligible. So you know it's going to be a run. Here it is again.
So another first down.
Same set.
Hopkins on the jet sweep. Coming up, nice play by number 15, Brett Crispell, the junior. Minimal gain, call it 1. So here's what we're looking for, impact players. We saw Hopkins, Rogers, and of course the nose guard. What do you expect from all three of these, Coach?
Well, again, for Tunkhannock to be successful, they've got to have other options besides Logan. So those two are ideal players for them.
Back to the workhorse, and this time Towanda's there. Maybe a yard, so 3rd and long on the way.
I would anticipate that we're going to see a little bit of a sprint out if they're going to pass the football to the wide side of the field.
What do you see from the Towanda defense? Looks like they have 5 guys with their hands down on the ground. We'll have to watch for that.
They were slated to be a 4-3. And they're playing strong side, weak side. There's the sprint.
Good catch by Hopkins. He has a first down and more. Still on his feet up to the 30. Garrett Hopkins, the junior.
Here we see Zach Rogers. He's going to sprint to his right. Throws a fine ball right on the money. Garrett Hopkins manages to make a couple of Towanda players miss. Run after the catch is a big statistic in football.
14 yards, another first down, and Tunkhannock on the move. Back to Logan Zawinski. Stiff arm, just goes out of bounds. Doesn't want to take the hit on that, no gain. That's a senior running back who's taken a lot of hits this year.
He has, but he's been very productive. Well over 1,000 yards.
182 carries coming in.
It's durability.
Yep. Already, I have him unofficially for 11 carries so far. Early on, just in the first quarter. Tunkhannock scored on their opening drive. Trying to do the same now. Rogers pass incomplete. Brings up 3rd down.
Tunkhannock was in the 2-by-2 formation in the shotgun. Pass was a little bit low. Receiver was well covered by Brett Crispell. Again, this is probably 2-down territory, Bob.
Yeah, no punt so far. Tunkhannock took their opening possession 60 yards. They lead 7-0. Rogers looking deep to the end zone, looking for his guy and just overthrows. Trying to hit Hopkins. Good coverage out there by Dalton Potter.
Interesting call. They were going for the home run on this play rather than looking to pick up additional yardage and going 4th and 10 or 9. Again, pretty good coverage. Dalton Potter was all over the receiver.
I think it's a wise move. They'll bring on Premola to do the punting, try to pin Towanda deep.
Well, they better not kick it into the end zone, and they'll only pick up 10 yards if they do.
Pushes it to the right side and goes out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. There's a flag down, though. The official keeps walking. He's going to mark it right at the 10. Let's see what the flag is first.
Motion against Tunkhannock.
I would think you make him kick it again. See if you could repeat that effort, right?
Well,
Coach, I mean,
that's going to be up to Towanda. Rather than take the ball at the 10, If he kicks into the end zone, it's going to be back out to the 20.
So the ball is marked at the 35. Ramola will kick it again. Tries for the same thing, going to that corner.
Side, and then
I think it's going to be right around the same spot.
Actually,
How
it's
about-
the 5-yard line.
Nope, at the 12, at the 6-yard line, 7. Here the Impact players are looking for big things tonight. Newbert Potter and Bartholomew on the defensive side, Coach.
Newbert's had a great year up to this particular point, and Dalton Potter as well.
And Bartholomew on the other side. Bunch of sacks.
Newbert is looking to get those 1,000 yards in this game if he hasn't already gotten them.
So Towanda down 7. So go the length of the field to tie it up. Kunkel back on at the quarterback. He does not play defense. Little inside handoff to Seitz. He's up near the 14-yard line.
He's a pretty big kid. He's listed at 6'2". He's a 190-pound senior. Rushed for over 305 yards. And he would have had 80 more if there wasn't a penalty.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's see how big a play that was as we go through the game.
It's a little bit different looking I formation.
Pitch hit is Newbert, shakes that, but can't get out of it. Maybe
Well,
a yard at best.
He avoided a larger loss of yardage in that play by breaking that first tackle.
I didn't see you hit him initially. Let's see if this Towanda offense now will have Kunkel throw the ball. Dual threat option is Tanner Kunkel. He can run it. We haven't seen him do that yet. He can throw it pretty well. Blitz, little pitch. Seitz. And he's going to be up close to a first down.
Just a power eye to the right, a little toss play, maximum blocking potential. It's a first down.
So the offense will stay on the field. 20 seconds left in this first quarter.
Looks like that could have been the last play of the quarter, Bob. Looks like Tawanda's going to just go to the sidelines.
And they will. So Tunkhannock doing the job they need to do to get their second win of the year. They lead after one, 7-0.
Welcome back to Tunkhannock High School. You're watching Friday Night Rivals on MyTV, WQMY. The Tigers up 7-0 over Towanda after the first quarter. Thanks for watching, everyone. We just couldn't bring you these great games without our sponsors, and Tunkhannock Auto Mart is one of our sponsors tonight. And joining me now is Jeremy the Jeep Guy. I love that name.
Thank you very much.
So you actually graduated from Tunkhannock, right?
Yes, I did actually.
So what's it like to be back here and back on the field? You played football, right?
Yeah, I was actually just saying how much it's absolutely crazy to be back on the field. You don't realize how much you miss it until you're staring watching other people play.
It seems like the town, they really get together and support the team.
Yeah, it's been like that forever. I mean, Tunkhannock's always had a lot of people get together for Friday Night Football, and it's always awesome to have everybody's support from the community out here. Absolutely.
And speaking of community support, what makes Tunkhannock Auto Mart want to get involved in the community?
Yeah, we try to do a lot of stuff within the community. There's a lot of golf tournaments we sponsor. Obviously, football games. Just love doing stuff within the community, try and help everybody out. It's a great town, and we absolutely love being here. So.
What's going on at the dealership? Any deals going on? Anything special going on?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually have tons of certified pre-owned vehicles. You get crazy warranties with them. We have a bunch of all-new models where they just redesigned a lot of different stuff, which is real cool. So we're real excited for that at the dealership.
All right, we'll stop by and see Jeremy the Jeep Guy. We got to come up with like a good name for me. Aaron.
I have to think about
okay,
it.
we'll think about it. We'll think about it. Bob, back to you.
No comment. Back on the field, 3rd and long. Tunkhannock doing the job on defense, which you said they had to do.
Yes, they did, and that's got to uplift their spirits. Bob, one of the other things that can be noted, one of the ways the team can be helped defensively is if Tunkhannock holds on to the football. They dominated that first quarter in terms of times of possession. And now the defensive 3 great plays here. They sacked on 1st down and no yardage on the 2nd down and an incomplete pass on the 3rd down.
Hopkins in his own end zone to punt. Gets it away. It's low line. Drive. Picked up about the 40.
Got a lot
this
of room.
Hopkins.
And there's a penalty.
Flag down. Probably a horse collar, but he's down to inside the 15 to the 10. A 30-yard punt return. And it looks like 1st and goal, Tunkhannock.
You watch this, Bob. Garrett Hopkins got a fortuitous bounce here, picks it up in the air, and you could see this right from the beginning. There was a wall. Puts the Tigers in great position to go up by 2 scores.
Add on the horse collar, half the distance, right?
Yes.
Should go down to about the 5. So the Tigers on homecoming in front of their home crowd, looking to take a big lead.
Well, I'm sure we expect to see Mr. Sawinski get the ball down here on the 5-yard line.
Tunkhannock all able to put up points all year long. It's their defense that they need to win tonight. Back to Zawinski. To the 1. Ridden down by Seitz. 4-yard gain. Zawinski wants the ball.
Looks like Ezekiel Elliott on
Yeah.
that. Feed me the ball.
Feed the man the ball. Last two
wouldn't
games.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a quarterback sneak here.
Well, the defense definitely keying on number 3. See if they give him the ball, or as Coach mentioned, they do. Big push,
He's
puts
in.
the ball over. Touchdown, Tunkhannock. Logan Zawinski's 2nd one of the night.
Well, you give the ball to your
13-0
stud.
Tigers.
You give the ball to your stud. Bob, I think the Tigers have seen this this movie before. Great first half offensively. They've got to keep playing defense and continue to push the ball up the field.
I know, talking to the Lake Lehman coaches, they were up in that one. Tunkhannock was throwing the ball all over them, and it started to rain in the second half. That running game from Lake Lehman got going, and Tunkhannock couldn't stop it. Tonight, there's no rain in the forecast, and the Tigers have a 14-0 lead. Being Pennsylvania's oldest Chevrolet dealership means that Alan Hornbeck Chevrolet in Forest City treats you like family. It's been that way since 1916. Check out the complete selection of Chevy Silverado, Tahoe, Equinox, and more. Buy new Rogues. Go to AlanHornbeckChevrolet.com. Back at Memorial Stadium in Tunkhannock, Bob Ides, Stan Koharski, and Aaron Dugan. Here's
Here
that
we see on the
kick
10-yard
return.
line, yes. Straight up the middle. Zane Newbert takes the ball all the way out to the 40-yard line or close to it. Bob, on that touchdown, they failed to mention that Matt Ramey had a great block to get his teammate into the end zone.
Zawinski doing his job on the other side of the ball. Takes down Newbert, just a yard gain. The defense playing well.
Yes,
that has turned that
absolutely.
into the offense because they stopped, Tunkhannock stops Towanda. They get a good punt return. Easy touchdown. They lead 14-0.
It's not usual to have your tailback playing defensive end. It shows the caliber of the young man that Logan Sawinski is.
Towanda, though, has a good offense themselves, and they get it out quickly to Tama, the senior. Good gain. Call it about 4 or 5 yard gain up to about the 45. Well, every coach talks about it. Toyota key to the game. Can they play well on the road? You're talking about teenagers.
You are. Well, you know what? It happens in the NFL as well. So some teams just, it doesn't matter where they play. Other teams are affected by the fact that they have to travel. And of course, it's homecoming for Tunkhannock.
This has turned into a nice little rivalry. About 40 yards apart are the schools. Pelka, nice one-handed grab, gives Towanda a first down inside Tiger territory.
Jack Chilson had a game-saving tackle here. If he doesn't make this tackle, that's a possible touchdown because there's no other defender near the receiver.
Tunkhannock has had to play some freshmen this year due to injuries, and they're going to get that experience. One of those guys is Chilson. High snap over Kunkel's head. He recovers it, but a big loss all the way back to the 40.
Here's an errant snap over the head of Kunkel, and he does the smart thing here, Bob. He covers the football rather than trying to pick it up and gain back some of that yardage. The gods are watching over Tunkhannock so far in this first half.
They are. They're going to go back to the ground. Newbert. First good run of the game for Newbert. Taken down near the 50, but there is a flag on the play. Legal block in the back.
Let's see if there was one.
Yeah, we'll see if we have a replay of that. We'll see if we can see that block in the back, because the coaches next to us don't like it. And it's declined. So here we go again, Coach. Slow it down.
I don't see any block in the back. Maybe that's
right
it
there.
right there.
Number 50?
Yeah, number 7 gets knocked to the
Yeah,
ground.
like a Talon Bennett. That's what they're going to call. That's what we see. The penalties decline, and it brings up 3rd and long, and our first timeout taken of the game. That's again an Associates timeout called by Towanda.
Well, Bob, the previous series, as far as Towanda is concerned, started with a sack. This series has a snap over the head of the quarterback. So mistakes are costly.
So Towanda calls the Gannon Associates timeout, Coach, and on 3rd and long, Tunkhannock has plenty of time to get the ball back.
Yes, they do.
The big errant snap. Do you risk throwing the ball, or are you going to try to get a little bit back and go on 4th?
I think you got to play the game. I mean, you just don't want to be passive about this.
Back to action. Kunkel with the arm. They're going to lay it out, and it's caught. Luke Tama, touchdown Towanda.
There's your answer.
52 yards. What an arm by Kunkel.
He avoids the rush and throws it right in stride. And Lucas Tama takes it into the end zone. Big play for Towanda. Very big play.
The junior Robinson couldn't keep up with the senior. Goes for a big play. Towanda's on the board. Sims on for the extra point. A flag comes in. This is probably going to go against the offense. will back them up.
You know, Bob, on a 3rd and long like that, it's something you try to tell your D-backs: don't get beat deep. You know, keep the receiver in front of you. If they're good enough to make a play in front of you, you make the tackle.
So this becomes a little bit of a field goal now. 25 yards. Kick is up and it makes it through. So Towanda cuts the lead in half. It's a 60-yard drive on that. A big play, the touchdown, 52 yards to the senior Tama, his 5th touchdown of the season. And it's the 12th touchdown of Kunkel. And you know, Kunkel's not a big guy, but he threw it pretty good. Here's what Tawanda's faced through the year, Coach. Started with a team out of the Schuylkill League that went back up north. The 2 big losses, you look at Central and Wellsboro, well, they're ranked ahead of them in the District 4 standings in 2A. They're very good teams. Central, in fact, playing Southern Columbia tonight. And then they go back up to the northern tier. So they've proven that they belong in the playoffs in District 4.
Yeah, they've been on a little bit of a roll ever since the 4th week of the season. And they finish up with Wyalusing, who's having a pretty much of a down year. Is that correct, Bob?
Yeah, that's their rival, but you would think that's a win for them. But they're still fighting for that, maybe that whole playoff berth. We'll take a look at the standings in the second half. A little squib kick. Picked up, taken up. Flag down on the play. Nathan Lord returned that, another freshman. So now the flags are starting to pile up. It's going to go against Tunkhannock. So back them up. There's Coach Chejic. 6th season here with Tunkhannock. Just trying to keep that program afloat.
Yeah,
keep the kids.
Very optimistic. He's suffered some injuries. He had a number of kids get knees and some broken collarbones, and he's been playing some freshmen, and that's going to pay off down the road. Picking up the experience is something that's very valuable to any football program. You get your younger kids in. And
give it on the inside, couple yards. Zawinski, that's about it.
Here Tunkhannock wants to get some first downs. They want to manage that clock, keep the defense off the field, and look to put some more points on the scoreboard.
So one big play as Towanda back in this one. Tigers going to try to eat up that clock now. Little jet sweep to Hopkins, waits for his blockers, and he shoots through past the 45. It almost broke that one.
Garrett Hopkins has been a performer. There's a flag on this play as well.
Teams are coming back. This looks like it's in the spot of holding. It will be holding, and that play will be negated. But Hopkins, when Zawinski was hurt, he's filled in pretty nicely against Pittston area, Coach. He had 142 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. Zawinski was hurt in that one.
Yeah, he's a pretty talented young man. He's diminutive. He's only 5'6", 155 pounds. But he's productive. And that's all you're looking for. Throw out the height and weight. You just want to see players that perform.
So this backs Tunkhannock up. It'll be second down. About almost 20 yards. They're going to go to the air over the middle. Incomplete.
Wyalusing did make a change defensively.
Towanda, you mean? That's all right. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, they started, I believe, in a 4-3. Now they're in a 50 front. Obviously, that first series of the successful rushing of the football by Tunkhannock caused Coach Dawsey to make that switch. Give him credit for that.
Also now Tawanda's defense coming up big. They can get the ball back. Plenty of time. They have 2 timeouts left in this half. They could get decent field position depending on what happens right here. The rush put on, and Rogers is taken down by Wyatt Ferris, the 270-pound junior. His 4th sack of the year, and it's 4th down.
Tunkhannock attempted to use a double move by the receiver to the left side. Takes a long time for that to happen, and protection broke down. This is going to put Towanda in very good field position with 5:25 to go.
Potter back. He won't have a chance to return it, but Towanda will have the ball around the 40-yard line. 60 yards to go to tie it up. 5:10 on the clock. Plenty of time and 2 timeouts to get back in this one. Been a well-played game on both sides, Coach.
Yes,
Momentum.
it has been.
Most of Tunkhannock, I would think, in that first quarter, but Towanda has used that one big play, and they got back, right back into it quickly.
Again, like I said before, you have 3rd and very long to go. You can't let a receiver get behind you when you're playing in the secondary. That's one of the first cardinal rules. Don't get beat deep.
Coach Dawsey looking at his team, down 7. 6-man front, all kinds of time for Kunkel. Trying to hit Tam out there again. It goes over his head. Fans want a flag. I'm not sure about that rush, Coach. It looked like Tunkhannock was just standing around.
Yes.
7 guys.
You know, what I like about the quarterback here, Coach Dawsey mentioned this to you in your interview, Bob, that he's shown some maturity. And you see he was patient in the pocket that time, waiting for that receiver to come open. Again, as you pointed out, there was very little, if any, pressure placed on him.
Good protection by that offensive line. He had plenty of time in there. Just 5'7". He's listed at 5'7". Up the sights. Breaks a tackle. Up for about 7.
Griffin Seitz is listed as a wide receiver. He's not playing a wide receiver tonight. Showing some ability as a ball carrier, as a runner. It's a big down here now for the defense of Tunkhannock. With 4:30 to go. Comes an open trip set.
Kunkel still in the shotgun. Here comes the blitz. Little quick out to the Pelka, and Pelka picks up the 1st down. Gain of about 5.
Pitch and catch. Just a little stop by Isaac Pelka. And again, Tanner Kunkel puts the ball right where it's supposed to be, right in the numbers.
The Tigers defense has played well tonight, but they need to continue. Our other Toyota key to the game, put that pressure on the quarterback.
Yes.
Have you seen some of it?
No, we haven't. Well, we did. We had one sack. A
little wildcat. I should say Tanner has it. Kunkel, it's the quarterback. It's confusing with that number 25 back there.
Quarterbacks aren't supposed to wear double-digit numbers.
Well, his freshman year, he didn't start at quarterback. Potter was the quarterback. Midway through, about 3 games in, Coach Dawsey went to Kunkel, and he's kept that number ever since.
Well, players get suspicious about numbers.
Tunkhannock blitz again. We're up the middle. Potter trying to do a little in, goes incomplete. And I think we have a flag. Pass interference. Lakovich, our referee tonight, trying to sort this one out. Could be a key penalty. Could give Towanda a 1st down.
I'd like to see this replay if we can.
So it is a pass interference, 15-yard penalty. And Towanda now up to the Tigers' 30-yard line in distance to tie this one up. No flags on that. Good coverage on the outside. Looks like Troy Simmons.
Yes.
In there, number 23. Well, inside enough. Potter. Up comes the freshman with a big hit. Boy, from his safety position, Jack Chilson read that pretty well.
Yeah, he's listed at 6'4", 155 pounds. He put a good lick on the runner that time.
Here, see it again, coach, and good open field tackle. If not, that looked like it had a
chance to
big
go
gain,
into the
yeah.
end zone, yes.
Towanda on the move. Blitz up the middle. Picked up. Kunkel to the end zone. Tama. Touchdown, Towanda. Number 17, second touchdown of the night. No flags, 24 yards, and Towanda's within a point.
Deja vu all over again there, Bob. Great placement of the football. You have to be impressed with Tanner Kunkel.
No good. So the 60-yard drive turns into a touchdown, but the extra point is good, and Towanda trails by 1. So after the kick from Towanda, good field position, coming for Tunkhannock up near the 45. But again, Towanda goes to the big play through the air.
The Tigers find themselves probably in a very familiar situation where they're in the game or at least even ahead at halftime. And then the challenge is for them to come out in the second half and duplicate what they've done in this half. There's still 2:13 to go. Hopefully they'll be aggressive and attempt to put the ball back in the end zone.
Well, a game like this, you hate an extra point to go off mark, and that's exactly what happened for Towanda. They trail by 1, but Sawinski right back to the ground. How about 11 now into Black Knights territory?
Logan Sawinski really hit that hole with great speed. Picked up 11 yards.
When you need good yardage, you give it to your workhorse. Right back to the outside. Couldn't make a block out there, or that would have sprung Zawinski. He still picks up about 6.
Tigers still have 3 timeouts left. They're inside the 40-yard line, so they have plenty of time.
Zawinski opened the season against Mahanoy as Coach
Cechak's
going to call timeout. My point is 25 carries his opening night, 200 yards and 3 touchdowns.
He's impressive.
Giving a little chat to Denny Robinson because he was hoping he could make that block. Here's what the Tigers have gone through this year. A lot of losses on there, but a lot of points put up.
Yeah, that's really very impressive. Offensively, they've been productive the whole year. Again, the fact that they're kind of young on defense may be responsible for the fact that they tire in the game as the game progresses.
Couple scores from the Wyoming Valley Conference. Wyoming Valley West beating Crestwood in the second, 25-7. Pittston area leading Coughlin in the second, 7-0. Hazelton and Dallas, 7-6 Hazelton. That is at halftime. GAR and Hanover scoreless, no score, I should say. These scores courtesy of NEPAfootball.com. Back to the ground, Zawinski. Saw nothing on the inside, bounced it outside. Wisely doesn't want to take the hit. Goes out of bounds, stopping the clock around the 26, 13 yards.
That's been a patented move that Logan Zawinski has made. He starts up into that C gap and then puts his foot in the ground and breaks towards the sideline. And he's smart to get out of bounds there. That's an experienced player.
About 90 seconds left in this half. Tunkhannock like to extend that lead a little bit going into halftime. Coming up at the half, we have the Gannon Associates and Surge field goal kick for $500 from a lucky fan here. Stay tuned for that. Little pump and go to the end zone, and it's picked off. Potter's right there at the end zone. He's going to return it. Trying to get some blocks. Potter's got good speed. He's off to the races. One man to beat. A big block is going to throw a flag. And he gets knocked out of bounds way inside Tunkhannock territory. Ran out of steam at the 22. I don't see any flags.
Bob, this was a real bad decision on the part of the quarterback.
75-yard return. Let's look at it again. Call it from the 174 yards.
What happened, Bob, is that Hopkins had a one-on-one situation. He got knocked off his route. He attempted a double move to the inside where there was a second defender, and that's the young man that intercepted the ball. Garrett Hopkins was able to, excuse me, not Hopkins.
Yeah, Garrett.
Was it?
Yep. Dalton Potter, excuse me.
Potter.
Yep. 2 number 5s, but yeah, Dalton Potter, the senior who was the quarterback a year ago. His first interception of the year. Tawanas, 13 points have put up on the board. They're going to go back to number 5, and it goes incomplete.
You know, you're always told as a quarterback, don't throw the ball late towards the middle of the field.
So 13 straight put up from Tawana after the Tigers led 14-0 in this one. But their defense has given up 2 big plays for the Black Knights to get back into it. Clock issue now. I think the referees are going to come together.
I'm a little surprised that we haven't seen a whole lot of Zane Newbert during the course of this first half. You know, he's almost a 1,000-yard rusher, and he hasn't touched the ball that often.
Boy, the Tiger defense played so well in that first quarter. Couple changes from the Towanda offense, and they've put up 2 touchdowns so far. Trying to take the lead now into half. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Tunkhannock, another blitz. Picked up. Oh, Tama, he's going to score again. 3 in a row for Luke Tama, the senior, and he gives Towanda the lead.
Coming into the game, Tanner Kunkel had 11 touchdown passes. He's got 3 in the first half here, Bob. Very impressive. Again, just a slant being run by Luke Tama. That's his second score or third? Second.
Third.
Right? Third.
He's on all 3 touchdowns. So they'll go for 2.
It's a good night's work for a receiver. Good season's work for a receiver.
Trying to get Potter on the little jet sweep, and no flag. He gets pushed in.
He's in.
And they give it to him. He looked like he was stopped right at the end zone. And the 2-point conversion is good, and Towanda takes a 21-14 lead. Let's take a look at this touchdown again, Coach. Boy, Kunkel's making it look easy.
There it is. It's just a slant. And Tanner Kunkel just steps up in the pocket. For a quarterback of his size, it's impressive.
Talk about the protection, though. Tunkhannock has tried to blitz him all night long. And talk to me about Tawanda's.
Well, they're obviously keeping the front and the blitzers, the inside backers or the backer away from the quarterback. So they get a lot of credit for that. it's tough when you're under pressure as a quarterback.
Still a minute left, two timeouts remaining for Tunkhannock. They did drive all the way up to about the 25 of Towanda before that ball was intercepted. So Towanda converts the interception into points, and they take their first lead of the night. It's the other number 5. Great special teams play by number 51, Layson Terry, the sophomore. That was Garrett Hopkins. They stop him, and Tunkhannock will have it at the 25. Now Towanda gets the ball to begin the second half, so I expect now Tunkhannock try to get something back, and even anything to get up on the board before going into the break.
You don't want to make a mistake here, though, Bob. You're down 1 score. If I'm calling the plays here, I'm giving the ball to Logan Sawinski.
He might be able to break one. That's Chilson, the backup quarterback, and they give it to Zawinski. He does break out. He gets a block. He bounces outside. And he wisely goes out of bounds at the 32-yard line of Towanda.
Like I said, Bob, I'm giving the ball to Logan Sawinski. He's got a good sense of where to cut, which tells me he's got very, very good vision. Ball's on the 32-yard line, 46 seconds, 2 timeouts to go, plenty of time.
Up to check on number 18, Zach Rogers. After that interception, was he benched or is he hurt? This is the backup. He has played this year. 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns for Chilson. Chilson to the air, little slant.
You got to get on the ball. Is that a first down?
And oh, he's hurt. To stop the clock on the injury. And this one doesn't look good. He's holding his knee. Robinson. Hate to see another injury. So on the injury, we'll take a look at the standings in District 4. This is where you'll see Towanda right in the thick of things. 8 teams make the playoffs. Southern playing Central tonight, South Williamsport being Central last week. Towanda needs a win, I would think, to at least stay, towards the bottom. They don't want to have to face Wellsboro or Central Columbia again.
Who wants to face Central Columbia or Southern Columbia?
No, nobody wants to face Southern. Right. So if they lose tonight, they could, depending on what happens on the bottom couple teams,
yes,
they could end up beating Wellsboro, which they've already.
Well, Mansfield and Mount Carmel each have a 5-3 record, correct?
Yeah.
So if Towanda were to lose tonight, they're going to fall to 6-3. Bob, this is the part of the game that is very, very unsettling for me. I've been in that situation, both as a coach and as a player. It's devastating psychologically.
Robinson, we've seen most of him play on defense tonight, being helped off the field. You saw Coach Dawsey out there. Coach Seachak, of course. Coach Seachak and Dawsey
good friends.
Actually coach with one another on their staffs. One was head coach, one was assistant, and then they flip-flop when they went up to Towanda for a couple of years. They like it up here in the northern section of Pennsylvania. So we'll check on him. Back on the field is first down, just outside the 20 for Tunkhannock. 38 seconds and rolling, 2 timeouts left. Freshman quarterback in, gonna go, little floater to the end zone. Oh, that's a great reception. Touchdown Tunkhannock. Garrett Hopkins pulls it out of the air. 22-yard scoring. Well, if you can do it, we can do it too.
You have to be impressed with the precision of these passes by both these quarterbacks. Jack Chilson's a freshman, 6'4". There'll be a nice competition for the starting quarterback next year for the Tigers.
Perbola on for the extra point. This is up and it is good. And we're tied at 21. So we have had 2 touchdowns in the past 2 minutes.
The ball is flying through the air tonight. But you got to give Logan Sawinski a lot of credit. That must have been at least a 40 to 50 yard run on a draw play on first down.
The only thing that could top this is that 30-yard field goal coming up at halftime. We've had a great first half. Both teams very similar to one another despite the records.
But as we've said, Bob, this is the situation Tunkanik's been in the whole year. First half, they've been up or close, and here we are in a tie with 29 seconds to go. Their big test will be the next 24 minutes and 29 seconds.
Never saw the photographer show the head coach a shot of the score during a game. But coach was pretty impressed with it, I guess. Well, let's go back the other way. 29 seconds remaining. How about a good return here from Towanda? Ryan Perbola, I might be kicking it out of bounds. Little squib kick, wisely. Oh, ball's on the grass. It's picked up. Fielding that was number 11. Matt Madigan, a senior. Oh, that was dangerous. And Tawanda's back in. If I'm Towanda, I'm taking a knee. I got the ball to begin in the third quarter.
Those guys in the second line on the kick return team generally don't carry the ball too often, so handling it can be a challenge.
So on a beautiful night for high school football here in northern part of, should say, in Wyoming County. It's like the southern part of Wyoming County.
Bob,
Had ourselves a good game.
Here we go again. One-on-one situation to Tama, the top of the.
They're not going to rest. Go to the air again. There's a late flag. So let's see what the flag is. Is it holding or interference?
I think he's going to call interference, and I think that's a bad call. The ball was not in the air. This is not the NFL. There's not a 5-yard restriction here.
They're holding. They're calling holding.
Yeah, that's
again.
That flag came from the official who was about 30 yards from the play.
You know he has the Towanda coaches in his ear.
Oh, absolutely.
So we'll go against Tunkhannock, and it will put the ball up on their side of the field for Towanda. We look at it again. Ball's in the air. You can't see the holding because it happened before that.
Now Tunkhannock's got to be smart here, Bob. I mean, that's three plays where they've thrown the ball deep to the same side of the field, and Tunkhannock's still in a one-on-one situation. You got to sit somebody over the top of these receivers.
Tunkhannock this time gets Kunkel. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. Sawinski right there.
Again, get some pressure. This is one time that the Tigers have been able to get some pressure on Kunkel. Of course, that ate up some of the clock as well.
Clock stops.
11 seconds to go.
Timeout call from Towanda.
I think Towanda only has one timeout left.
Yep. 23, Troy Simmons in there. Some of the younger guys now being forced to play on both sides. Tunkhannock, so if I'm Towanda, I'm putting one up there again. Either get a penalty or something, right?
Absolutely. They've been successful throwing the ball deep. Now, Tunkhannock did make an adjustment on that play, and I think you have to continue on this down as well.
So 11 seconds left in the half. It's been a very entertaining last 2:30 or so. Got a couple of scores. We're tied at 21.
2-by-1 set.
Kunkel going deep, trying to run under it. Is Potter. Good defense out there by the other number 5, Hopkins. 5 seconds left.
This is what they should have been doing the previous set or previous possession.
What's that?
Keeping people deep.
Yeah.
Not letting receivers behind you.
It's all about matchups, and they fouled matchup with Tama.
It is.
Up on 3 plays.
And again, no pressure, as you pointed out before, that there's no pressure on the quarterback. It's pitch and catch. Here it is again. We're going to throw the ball deep. Hook and ladder.
Little hook and ladder. Good read out there by Hopkins that says you can't pull that on me. Potter, about 10 yards on the play, and that means the first half is in the books, and it's been a very entertaining first half. We're tied at 21. Aaron Dugan has a choice to make. Who do you get? She's going to get the Tunkhannock coach, I believe. Coming up again at the half, and we return. Aaron Dugan down on the field with our Gannon Associates Insurance. Kick, and now Aaron has the Tunkhannock coach. Aaron?
Coach, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of momentum changes. How's your heart doing right now, I should ask you?
Doing okay. Welcome to Tunkhannock football.
What can you say about the momentum changes and how your kids responded to those big pass plays?
Well, unfortunately, we've been used to being down a lot, so the momentum swings are a part of what we unfortunately do, and we're trying to eliminate that. Our kids just don't quit, and they keep coming out, and it was great to see that. I thought, they went up 21, and we came right back. So I got to give our coaches and kids a lot of credit for it.
A great atmosphere here tonight. Got you off to a really hot start. So what's the key to getting that energy back?
We just got to do what we do. Just stay grounded, give the ball to Logan, and Jack Chilson now is our cue. He's going to start throwing the ball around. So, and our offensive line, just like every other coach says, has to block, and defense has to stop them.
Coach, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. And there you see, Tunkhannock's making a quarterback change into the second half. We're tied at 21. When Coach and I return, we'll have first half highlights. But don't forget, we have that big kick on the field coming up in just a little while. We're tied at 21 here in Tunkhannock.
You're watching Wendy's Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
And we are back at Tunkhannock Memorial Stadium. Band is on the field from Towanda, and we are tied at the half, 21 all. Back inside the press box, Bob Ide and Stan Kaharski. And Stan, very entertaining first half. Tunkhannock took an early lead. Towanda responded. Both teams traded touchdowns right before the half, so can't ask for much in high school football.
No, it was very entertaining. Great performances in the pass game, particularly for Towanda. And again, Logan Sewinski comes as advertised. I don't know what his total yardage is.
Well, I have it. I have it.
So
18 carries, 152 yards.
Tremendous asset. And again, they get the ball late in the half, and they don't have the best field position. They run a simple draw play. He gets the ball inside the 35-yard line and sets up the final touchdown for the half.
Let's take a look at some of those first half highlights, and there are plenty of them. Tunkhannock gets on the board first with the workhorse.
Again, he's a tough runner, always going forward. There he gets the great block from Ramey for his second touchdown. There, Kunkel avoids the rush, puts the ball right on the numbers.
And that's when Towanda started to get back in this one. Tama, his first of 3 touchdowns, and Kunkel to the air again.
Again, you can't put the ball any better. You couldn't go down and hand it to him in that position.
And then Kunkel again, hitting his favorite receiver. So Kunkel in the first half, unofficially I have him 11 of 13, 159 yards, 3 touchdowns. Tama, 5 catches, 87 yards. Then Tunkhannock right before the half, they bring the freshman quarterback in, and he hits a nice one right to Potter. Hopkins, the other number 5, and that's where we stand at 21 all. Well, we're waiting for the Towanda band to get off the field, and then we'll have the big kick for $500. Brought to you by Gannon Associates Insurance.
Bob, what I liked about that last touchdown pass is Chilson got up on his toes. You know, he's 6'4", lofted the ball, put it in the perfect position for Hopkins to make that touchdown. This has been a very entertaining game.
Coming in, we knew Towanda could throw the ball, but they've obviously found that success that they want to continue probably into the second half.
I'm sure that they will. What I said to you earlier, however, is something that's a little puzzling to me. We haven't seen a whole lot of Zane Newbert. Again, he's a 1,000-yard rusher, pretty close to it. I don't think he's had very many carries. It could be attributed to the fact that the ball's being put in the air more often than they've done it in the past.
Talk to me what your impressions are of Kunkel. I mean, it can't get much better, 11 of 13.
No, again, what's most impressive is that most of his passes have been from the pocket. You know, he's 5'6". It's tough to see over bigger offensive and defensive linemen, and yet he's been able to do that and not only see over, but to accurately throw the ball.
Well, the Towanda band is wrapping up, and when we return, we will have the kick for $500 on the field at half at Tunkhannock. It's 21 all.
You're watching Wendy's Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
Welcome back, everyone. Here now with Matt Tavani from Gannon Associates Insurance. Thanks for being here. Tell me a little bit about Gannon.
Well, Gannon is an independent insurance agency. We have about a dozen offices in Pennsylvania and New York. We serve personal lines, commercial lines, benefits, employee benefits, you name it, we can pretty much do it for you.
It seems like you guys really like being involved in the community.
We do. I mean, like so many local businesses, you really you like to give back to the communities that you serve, and it's a good thing for us to do, and it's something we've always done.
One thing you always do, which is really fun, is this kick. Tell me about the kick and take it away.
Sure. The kick for cash, we give one lucky contestant a chance to win $500 for themselves. And if they make that, they'll also give $250 to each of the team's booster clubs that are playing in the game. And it's a 30-yard field goal. We kick it from the 20, and we're ready to go. So. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Gannon Associates Insurance kick for cash. We have Abe Lewis with us tonight to attempt a 30-yard field goal. Let's wish him good luck, folks. A valiant attempt, a very good attempt, just off to the right though, so thanks for participating. Aaron, back to you.
Oh, just right, so close, Abe. Well, thank you, and thank you to Gannon Associates, and we will be right back. Stay with us. I like that.
Well, we are back at Memorial Stadium. That kick for $500, Coach. Wide right.
Bob, you know, I put your name in the hat. I thought they might have picked you to go down and kick that that field goal.
I don't want to make a fool of myself.
Well,
but it was a great kick.
Fun.
I mean, Abe had a great kick, just wide to the right, and boy, that would have been a good, nice little present right before Halloween.
It would be. How many times have we heard
we were
that?
going to see our little replay. We're going to see it on replay. Look at this. Oh! I mean, he just missed it.
I think that's famous for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I think. Wide right. Yeah, I knew it was from somewhere. That in Florida State, right? So both teams are down on the field, and we have ourselves a 21-all tie, Coach. And, boy, what do we see in the second half?
Well, probably a lot of the same, at least to start. I don't know if the coaches will make adjustments. You want to do the same things that you were successful in the first half, which means that Towanda's going to throw the ball and Tunkanek's going to hand it to number 3.
How important is for Tunkanek to get more pressure on Tanner Kunkel?
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's very difficult, especially if you're not a real big player, to be able to throw the ball when you have pressure.
One of the keys to the game for Tunkanek was rushing the quarterback. He's killed them. 3 touchdowns in the first half. They'll get the ball to begin the third quarter. Little squib kick. And Towanda will start at 31. It gives us time now to head back down to Aaron with some more special guests.
That's right, Bob. Some more special guests from our sponsors, Ace Robbins tonight. We have Abe Kukuchka and Rory Greenlee. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great. So you guys actually, you graduated and played football here together, right?
Yep, that's right. Back in 2005. This gentleman here was a tight end, and I was a wide receiver, so we spent a lot of time together.
Is it totally bringing you back right now, being on the field?
Yeah, a little flashback memories. We met some other friends from Towanda over there, so it was nice.
So tell me a little bit about Ace Robbins, the company, and what makes you guys want to get involved in the community.
Well, we're community-oriented already. We support the veterans and American Legions. We like to work with a local soup kitchen and area aging for the seniors, so we try and stay involved as much as possible. That's what is important to us.
Very cool. And Rory, talk to me about the company. What do you guys offer? What are you all about?
We're basically everything in your home. Propane, heating oil, service, installation, sales, outdoor products.
Ryland's disagreeing with you.
Well, yeah, we do a lot. We just try to offer everything, home comfort.
And also be in the community as well, right?
That's it. I mean, we depend on the community a lot, being a local business, so we want to give back.
All right. Well, thanks to Ace Robbins for the sponsorship. And anything you want to say, bud? No. Back to you.
Well, we'll start talking. Towanda on the move to begin this third quarter. A couple big passes to their favorite target, Luke Tama. Now they get it to Newbert, and he goes nowhere. Tunkanek ready for that.
Bob, Tunkanek cannot allow Tanner Kunkel to just catch the ball and get it out of his hands very quickly. That's negating some of the rush as well. The fact that he's got a quick release. All they're doing is running essentially stops 5 or 6 yards down the field. It puts the Tigers defensive backs in a position where they've got to make one-on-one tackles. Now here, you take a look at this set. You can see number 5 all the way to Tawanda's bench. Again, he's isolated. There's the slant.
Slant to Potter. Potter with the catch. Gain of 9.
Tanner Kunkel is extremely impressive. Again, for a sophomore, the ball's coming out of his hands quickly. His accuracy is there. Tunkanek is going to have to change their defense a little bit in the secondary.
He's picking the Tigers apart, almost literally.
It's pitch and catch. It's like a 7-on-7 game.
So another first down inside the 25. This time Kunkel will keep it. Tunkanek playing the ground game pretty good. No gain for Kunkel.
Watch the tight end on this play if it's a pass. And there it was.
Flag comes in.
Looking to Isaac Pelka.
So, and Lukowicz. This one going to go against Tunkanek, so give 5 more yards to the Black Knights, trying to take the lead again.
I'm wondering whether somebody lined up in the neutral zone that time.
Well, coming in, Towanda averaged 241 yards on the ground, 122 through the air. To flip-flop that tonight. All the damage done against Tunkanek has been through the pass. And they'll go back to it again. Kunkel, this time flushed. throws it up to his favorite target. Tamba making it look easy, a 17-yard touchdown. His 4th of the night.
Again, the problem here is that the defender saw the quarterback breaking out of the pocket and came up. You can't do that. You have to stay and play your position. You're responsible for a 3-deep situation, a zone coverage.
This one hits the upright, and for the second time tonight, the extra point is no good. But the Black Knights drive 67 yards, and they lead this one by 6 now over Tunkhannock. So Towanda takes the 6-point lead. Tunkhannock will have the ball after the kick around the 38-yard line, Coach.
Bob, you asked what I thought they were going to do to start the second half. I said, why not go back to what you did the first half? And that's exactly what Towanda did. Now let's see if Logan Sawinski is going to have an answer for them.
152 so far for the senior, who leads the Wyoming Valley Conference in rushing. 5-man front shown from Towanda. Good blocking. Just enough space for Zawinski to shoot through. Give him 11 more.
And Chilson's back in at quarterback.
Coach mentioned going to break that we would see the freshman, and we have, after Zach Rogers threw that interception right at his own end zone.
That was a poor decision. I feel bad for the young man to get benched for it, but it was not a good decision at all.
Chilson has a touchdown himself so far. That's hit Hopkins. Zawinski, boy, he just has enough space, Coach.
If you watch once he receives the ball, if we have this replay, Bob, you'll see that he's trying to see where he's going to be able to find some space, and he's got quick feet, and then he accelerates into the hole when he sees that opening.
Tunkhannock has proven they can move the ball tonight. Just that one turnover, but it was a costly one because Towanda turned that into points. Freshman rolling, Chilson. They get it off the ground. They're going to say it's complete out there to Hopkins. Chilson's played in some games this year. He's thrown for 261 yards. So.
Well, that was a sprint out to the left, and he's a right-handed quarterback. That's a tough throw to him to make, and yet he still put the ball right where it's supposed to be, low, and the receiver was able to get down and make the reception.
Little jet sweep to Hopkins.
He's got
with
some room.
Speed. Can he get the corner? He does. Up inside the 30, ridden down by Hartman. Up for 8.
Bob, you can see why Tunkhannock has put some points on the board even during their losses. They've got some young men, Hopkins and of course Sawinski, that are very productive.
Just one win in 8 tries this for Tunkhannock, but they have been very competitive and in most of the games they've played in. They led here early 14-0. Back to number 3. This time he's held up behind the line of scrimmage. Wyatt Ferris, the 270-pound junior there, to hold him up.
No running lanes on that particular play.
Coach Secek, I don't know if he looks worried or just another game for his team. Zawinski shifty, powers through, breaks a tackle, almost broke it. Knee goes down.
Flag on the play.
Flag down though.
That looks like it's going to be in the holding area. Nope. It's against Towanda.
So 12 yards for Zawinski. Half the distance now, and it's 1st and goal, Tunkhannock.
Bob, our viewers should be impressed with the patience that Logan Zawinski has shown in this game. Again, he's constantly looking for that little opening where he's able to accelerate into the hole and pick up large chunks of yardage.
It was a 5-yard variety face max, so the ball at the 10. Back to Zawinski.
There it is again.
Tripped up by Hartman.
Hartman, number 22 on the stop with the Tigers. Logan Zawinski on the area, picks up 4.
4 more for Zawinski. Tunkhannock, very impressive, marching down the field, started this drive with their own 38 coach. All on the ground. The offensive line, key to the game was they needed to take control, and they are. They're rolling the clock, keeping Towanda's offense off the field. How about give it to the fullback?
Ramey.
Ramey up, 3rd down and 5.
Well, Bob, who do you think is going to get the ball on this play?
Well, 5 yards away, 2 down territory, right? I think give it to number 3. He's had success off the guard, really, you know, in that gap. Not really so much to the outside. Well, whoever is going to get it will have to wait because the Black Knights want to call a timeout. We'll take a timeout ourselves. We are back at Memorial Stadium in Tunkhannock on a beautiful night, week number 9 for high school football. Bob Ide, Stan Koharski. Tunkhannock down 6, but facing a 3rd and goal from the 4.
Bob, the previous play, the Towanda went to a bear defense. They covered the center, the guard, and both guards with their big people inside.
Well, they give it to the battering ram to the end zone. No signal. Touchdown. There it is. Touchdown Zawinski.
Here we see, again, just determination to get into that end zone. Keeps those legs churning.
Seven carries, 47 yards for Zawinski. All important extra point from Probola is good, and Tunkhannock takes the 1-point lead. That extra point always comes back to haunt you, but I think there's plenty of points left in this game.
I think there is as well, Bob.
5:21 left here. Let's take a look at the District 2 4A standings going into tonight. We can tell you Berwick leads Lake Lehman. Dallas is losing to Hazleton in the 3rd quarter. North Pocono, well, that's the big one, Coach. 28-21, Honesdale leads.
That's a little bit of a surprise. Although Honesdale has improved this year.
So 4A will be decided in the next couple of weeks. Coughlin leads Pittston 14-7. You saw those two teams right in there as well. You would think Berwick right now, Coach, is the favorite overall for that. But
well, it's certainly in the first round. There's no question about that.
That's going to be a tough class to win, don't you think?
It will be. Those teams stacked in the middle are pretty good football teams.
Well, we got a pretty good game going here tonight in Tunkhannock. It's homecoming. A 1-point game. Another squib kick. Taken by an up man again. Knee goes down at the 20, about the 28 or so. So here comes Mr. Kunkel back on. 4 touchdown passes tonight to Luke Tamba. Start adding up his numbers, but Kunkel against Canton this year was 13 of 19, 235 yards and 4 touchdowns. Well, this is not uncommon for the sophomore. Here comes the blitz again. And they almost tipped to the line of scrimmage, goes incomplete.
Now, Tuncanic's gone to a 4-man front. They've gotten out of their 50 look, or at least their 5-3 look.
Just a third incompletion on the night, or fourth, I should say. Really, Towanda has not shown much of a running game at all. Here comes the blitz again. They throw it out to Seitz. Seitz picks up
Now,
a block.
That play, Tunkhannock went back to a 5-man front. Seitz has been carrying the ball a little bit more than their stud.
If you're just joining us, the first play from scrimmage with Tunkhannock leading in the first quarter. Seitz took it 80 yards, but a flag came out and it was a holding on the play. Back to the tight end, Pelka. He easily picks up the first down.
Again, Towanda's approach is very simplistic. They're telling the receivers, get off the football. There's no press on them. Just turn around at 5 or 6 yards and it's a pitch and catch.
Kunkel pretty much is thrown at will to whoever he wants to.
There's Luke Tamas.
Tunkhannock almost had Seitz behind the line of scrimmage. He shoots through for about 5.
Well, the people are going to get their money's worth tonight, Bob. This has been a very enjoyable football game, regardless of who you're rooting for. It's back and forth, up and down. Not much defense, but people pay to see the offense, I
Could
guess.
come down to that old who has the ball last. We're only in the third quarter.
There's 17 again, wide
Going
open.
down to Tama. He makes the catch. He falls down, or he would have had his 5th touchdown of the night. But the Black Knights have it at the Tigers 16.
What we have here is simply a mismatch. Gavin D'Amato was the corner on that side. And Tama just ran right by him.
It's been a matchup they pretty much have thrown to all night long. Power I.
Toss.
Newbert. Strung out. Jamal Zacharias, the big freshman in there, hanging on. Minimal gain.
Bob, if Tunkhannock is going to win this football game, they're going to have to make a radical adjustment in their secondary. Their corners are on islands. The receivers for Towanda are very good, and the quarterback's throwing the ball on the money.
Again, Kunkel, this time Potter has it inside the 10, close to a first down. 6 more for Potter.
It's impressive the way he gets the ball out of his hands. Tanner Kunkel releases the ball very quickly, and unless you have a closer coverage, you're not going to be able to defend that.
Kunkel 7 of 8 in the second half, coach. Timeout called by the Black Knights.
That's their second timeout, I believe, correct?
Yeah, second timeout in the third quarter. So obviously, Coach Dawsey saw something he didn't like. Seachak, Coach Dawsey on the same staff. What are they saying in this Gannon Associates Insurance timeout, Coach?
Again, the game plan on the part of Towanda has been throw the football, and they've been very successful doing that.
Well, 3rd and 1, not much of a running game tonight for Towanda, but just enough, I think, maybe to pick up the first down.
Well, let's see what kind of set that they come out in, if they're in that power eye or in the spread. Kunkel is under the center for one of the very few times today. 2 tight ends.
Sights the lone back, pitch it to him. Tries to get a block. Tokanic is there. It depends on the mark.
Looks like he might be a little short.
Will they measure?
No, they won't, I don't believe. 4th down, he actually lost a little bit.
4th and a long one. From the 7. Late here in the 3rd quarter. Both teams have traded touchdowns.
Power eye.
Newbert has a first down and more to the 2. Towanda on the goal line, trying to take the lead back.
One of Zane Newbert's rare times to rush the football at a big point in the game. Gets down to about the 2-yard line.
Back to Newbert, top of the eye. Kunkel's gonna roll it out, and he's gonna throw to his tight end for an easy touchdown. That's the shortest toss tonight for a touchdown, but it's an effective one. 2-yard pass goes complete. Pelka's first touchdown, 5th touchdown pass for Kunkel. They'll go for 2.
Wow. Again, a smart play. Everybody expects you to run the football from the 2-yard line. Tight end just arc releases. He's wide open. A little bit of play action. It freezes the linebackers.
So Towanda, after 2 missed extra points, trying to get a big touchdown lead. Kunkel again, the fake. They're going to go by the Sights, and Sights has it easily. So we're tied again. I should say Towanda's up 7. Not tied yet again. Towanda, the touchdown, leads by 7. We'll take a break.
You're watching Wendy's Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
So Towanda goes 70 yards. And they get a touchdown, the 2-point conversion, and they lead again by 7. Coach?
Bob, I'm really impressed with Tanner Kunkel. The quickness of his release is remarkable. He's a 60% completion average during the season up to this particular point. I think he's above that tonight. Plus, he's got 5 touchdowns where he had 11 in the previous 7 games.
My unofficial stats, doing the best, 18 of 25, 290 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
It's a night he'll never
that's
forget.
That's a career best. And we're only in the 3rd quarter.
And he's a sophomore.
That's right. So Zawinski is going to do his best now to keep Tunkhannock in this game. Now, the only thing Towanda did is they had to use 2 timeouts in the 3rd quarter. We'll see how that plays out as we roll through this game. A year ago was 21-14 up in Towanda. It was 21 all here at halftime. Should be the last play of the 3rd.
Back to the 4-3.
Zawinski gets a push, but somehow gets out of there. Up past the 45 to the 46, and that will put the 3rd quarter in the books. Towanda scores 2 touchdowns, Tunkhannock 1, and that's where we stand now, 35-8. Aaron doing it is down there now. She's guarding the hat. It must be chilly down there, Aaron, but you have some guests for us.
It is getting a little chilly, Bob. I don't know if you noticed, but like every time you come to me, I have one more article of clothing on. But yeah, it's getting a little chilly, but I'm so excited right now. I have the robotics team from Tunkhannock here with me. We have Haley Thrash, Ryan Zalewski, and Mariah Tagg. So first, Haley, just tell me about the robotics club. What are you guys all about, and what do you do?
We're basically a team that gets together with the community and everyone, and it's basically a big team that has it's a fun time learning, and the only time that you'll have fun actually learning.
What's going off here? It scared me.
So we get together with everyone. We have fundraisers with their sponsors. Our mentors are a big part of the team. They help us out a lot. We have a very short time of building the robot, basically, but it's very fun.
It seems very fun. And Ryan, I know you guys go to competitions and you compete. Tell me about that.
Well, we go to competitions in New Jersey and New York and around Pennsylvania, and we even went to the World Championships in St. Louis this year, so that was really fun.
How much fun is it to actually, it takes so long to build these things, and then you get to show them off. How gratifying is that?
It's pretty great. I'm actually the driver for the team, so when I go up there and get to actually drive it in front of people and we actually do good, it feels amazing.
Awesome. So Mariah, you're going to come over here and you're just going to kind of tell me what this is all about. So you built this thing from scratch, your team did?
Yep, we did it in 6 weeks.
That's incredible. Tell me all about it.
So this is our 2017 robot built for the game First Steamworks. And I don't know if you want to start pressing buttons. That is our gear intake system. It picks it up off the floor. And then we take it and deliver it to the peg, that little wooden peg there.
Oh my gosh.
And we drop it and run and go pick up another gear.
How long did this take?
We had this thing prototyped and out, but in about 6 weeks. We had the back one, and then our competition, we had the front one added.
So I'm guessing that this is something that you guys all want to do in your future, something engineering?
Yes, a lot of the teammates say that they will want to go into engineering at some point in their lives.
Well, this is just incredible, and you guys are so talented.
Yeah, for what we do as teenagers, man, we're ahead of the curve.
Yeah, definitely. Well, best of luck to the whole team, and thanks for stopping to chat, everyone. Bob, back to you.
Coach, that's pretty cool. Huh? I mean,
it's way above my intellect.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, some smart kids down there building their own devices, and I don't know. Maybe the Zawinski kid's a robot because he keeps carrying the ball. I have him over 225 yards right now of rushing. Good to the fullback, trying to give Zawinski a little break, I think.
We've seen some exceptional performances tonight from both teams. Logan Zawinski and Tanner Kunkel, both outstanding performances tonight.
Yeah, our two Ace Robbins spotlight players are coming up big, as we expected. Back and forth, Tigers want to get this one tied back up. They pretty much have stayed on the ground.
Yeah, well, they've gone to just two tights, I formation, and they're just giving the ball to number 3.
That time he gets wrapped up quickly. Seth Johnson in there as well as Zane Newberg, linebacker.
Bob, this would be an interesting opportunity for a little bit of play action. They come out in that same formation.
Let's see if they get it to Hopkins. He's their big weapon.
They've gone back to the shotgun. Slant to the top of the field.
They get it to Hopkins. He tries to make a move, but he's wrapped up quickly. That's Pelka out there. 4th down on the way. Call it 6.
Yeah, it's just an out. The ball's a little underthrown. And Garrett Hopkins doesn't have much of an opportunity to pick up any yardage after the catch. This is a big down right here, Bob, with 8:55 to go.
Yeah, because they can turn it right over to the Tiger defense, and they're really unable to stop the pass from Kunkel tonight. So a big play coming up for Tunkhannock, trailing by 7.
Garrett Hopkins is isolated one-on-one.
To the end zone, touchdown Hopkins! You called it, coach. 19 yards, Chilson put it right where he wanted it.
Quarterback play tonight, Bob, has been outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Both these young men, there's a double move.
8:31 to go. We're now trailing 34-35 at number 6. Billy Pabola on.
I was going to say, Chilson's looking the whole way at him. It
Yes.
didn't matter, though.
Well, again, playing in the secondary is not easy.
Rabola ties this one up. So Tunkhannock answers Towanda. We got ourselves a game as we go to break. And we are back. Tunkhannock answers with a nice drive of their own. 61 yards, coach.
Bob, listen, I played both positions. I played receiver and I played defensive back, and spent a lot of time coaching receivers. And one of the things I learned in my career, I was told that the least fragile psyches belong to defensive backs, because you can play a great game and make one mistake and get beat deep, and the team loses and it's your fault. So the receivers always have that advantage because they know where they're going, the defense doesn't. And that's what happened on that last play.
Brett Crispell, number 15, almost had a little excitement into the stadium on the return. So Towanda now back at it. Here comes Kunkel. Near 297 yards through the air. Let's take a this kickoff, coach. Takes a high hop. One of these times, somebody's going to get it.
Breaks some tackles. It was number 15.
Crispell?
Brett Crispell, yep.
Yep. Okay, here comes Kunkel. I have him, what'd I say, 18 to 25, 297 now. We're not done. To the air. Tunkhannock pressure that he rolls out, but trying to hit Pelka, goes incomplete.
Now, if you see this, if there's a replay, Bob, you'll see that Tunkhannock came up in a press. It's not easy pitching and catching when you're in a press. You watch his secondary, and that's why we see the young man vacate the pocket and just throws the ball downfield. The nearest receiver was the tight end.
Well, you mentioned that for the Tigers to win, they needed to play good defense. It's been stretched tonight, in the secondary especially, but they've done the job with the run.
Yes, they have. And again, I just don't think that they can go one-on-one defensively with the receivers from Towanda.
There's 3 wideouts in there. Kunkel keeps it. Big hit by
Hopkins, who else?
Yep.
Garrett Hopkins, all over the field.
Boy, the 2 number 5s are playing a whale of a game. Surprised they're not trying to get to their man Tama and or Potter. Under 8 to play in this one. It's been a great game to watch for high school football. Doesn't get much better than this.
Very entertaining. I hope our viewers really are enjoying this, Bob, because it's fun to watch.
Homecoming here at Tunkhannock. They would like to end it with a win, their second one of the season.
And the Tigers are man for man. They're playing press, man coverage.
That time Kunkel flew it on the little in.
That's
almost intercepted.
That's one of the few passes that's been thrown poorly, at least deliberately.
Oh, so Tunkhannock does their job. The punt team comes out.
Jack Rogers on the coverage for the Tigers. We got number 5 here.
Haven't seen much of the punters tonight.
We've seen a lot of touchdowns in their place.
I think this is Towanda's first punt of the night. I don't remember Potter being out there at all. Well, that goes off his foot. And it's going to take a big Tunkhannock hop just going to die out there on the grass, and Tunkhannock will have it at their own 40.
That was less than a 15-yard punt, Bob. Maybe that's why we haven't seen a lot of punts.
Well, he came in averaging 38. That one just came off the wrong part of his foot. Well, let's see if Towanda's defense now can step up.
Well, we have 7:44 to go.
Tunkhannock does have 3 timeouts.
Same set that they used in the last possession, just an eye flanker.
Zawinski.
That's going to be illegal procedure. That fullback, Ramey, left a little early.
Yeah, a little bit. Good tackling there by Johnson, but back up Tunkhannock 5 yards. So now, after we see a lot of offense, maybe it's the defense's turn to do something. The only good thing is, well, Tunkhannock's been in a lot of close games. But so has Towanda. I mean, they only lost to they beat North Penn Mansfield 7-6 a couple weeks ago. Lost, of course, beat Troy last week 27-13.
Lots of points scored, lots of points surrendered by both teams.
Make the freshman throw it. Looking for Potter in one place. He wasn't there. I should say Hopkins. My mistake. Third down. Excuse me, second down. Coach Sechak went with his freshman at the end of the first half. He's sticking with them throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done a great job. That last play, his mechanics were off a little bit. He came to his left a little, never got his hips around. Threw the ball very awkwardly to the sideline. Now again, here's a one-on-one situation to the field here, to the bench rather.
Little draw. Zawinski, Tawanda's there. Maybe a 2-yard gain. Third and long on the way. So now the Black Knights defense is rising to the occasion, helped by a penalty, of course, from Tunkhannock. Clock is rolling here, late, midway through the fourth quarter.
Here's a 2-by-2 set. Quarterback's in the shotgun.
Towanda sending 4. Gilson, almost intercepted by Crispo. Goes incomplete, luckily for Tunkhannock, and that will force the Tigers to punt.
There's a bad snap here. Fumbled the ball. Had to get it out of his hands quickly, and almost had it intercepted. Now Tunkhannock has punted. This is, I think, maybe their third punt or so.
Most of those in the first half. Little line drive. They're going to keep it away from Potter. Wisely so. They'll give up the field position, but here comes Towanda now with the 36. We're tied at 35. Scores from around the area of interest. Wyoming Valley West taking care of Crestwood. Berwick has surged ahead of Lake Lehman in the fourth quarter. Coughlin holding on to beat Kinston area in the fourth quarter, 14-13. Dallas by 3. They lose tonight to Hazleton, 16-13. GAR gets their first win over Hanover. Netticoke easily over Holy Redeemer. North Pocono is now leading Honesdale 35-28. Northwest beating Myers. Kunkel to the air, over the middle, behind Potter. He had him wide open.
Here we just have a curl route being run. Ball's right there, just dropped.
Kunkel's last 3 passes have gone incomplete.
That wasn't his fault. That Darren Potter should have brought that one in, or Dalton Potter, excuse me.
Trying to get the sights on a little jet sweep. Boy, he might even, he lost a yard.
Tunkanik's defense is really answering the bell here. It's 3rd and long.
Here's a little bit of a shocking score, Coach, for the Wyoming Valley Conference. Wyoming area is beating Williamsport 42-28 in the 4th. Third and long. Kunkel is going to lay it up for Potter to the right on the sideline. The flag comes in. This is going to go against Tunkanik. Coach is right there questioning it. Take a look at it again. Maybe a little bit pushing.
If the ball's uncatchable, if the ball's out of bounds.
We almost caught it one-handed.
I think the ball was
Kunkel throws a nice ball, doesn't he?
He does.
Just right to the right spot. Pass interference. So it's a 15-yard variety penalty. Here we go, look at it again. Well, Hopkins didn't get his head around.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm not even sure that's applicable in high school, but again, he did interfere with them. He pushed them. That's a tough penalty for the Tigers.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and long. So new set of downs right at midfield. Towanda trying to pick up win number 7 on the year, and it's been a tough one here tonight. Grinded out type of game. Back to the ground, Newbert breaking a couple tackles. Gain of 4. Tunkanik did a nice job holding him in check. He came in with just under 1,000 yards, Coach.
Yeah, he's had few carries. I'm sure he hasn't had 10 during the course of the game. But of course, their game plan has been to throw the football successfully going ahead.
Throw it again, they will. They tossed it to 86 a lot. That's Pelka. He picks up 15.
Again, Pelka just gets a free release from the tight end position, goes down 8-9 yards, turns around, the ball's right there.
Kunkel over the 300-yard mark on the night throwing. 5 touchdowns. Looking on the fly. Oh, and he's got sights. No, that's Hopkins. Potter, excuse me. Potter, they say he caught it. I don't know.
Looked like a good catch. He laid out.
Dalton Potter. Shake it up a little bit. Here we go. Look at it again. We'll slow it down the end.
Ooh. Do we have a slow-mo on that, Bob? Looked like the ball might have hit the ground.
Yeah, I think we have to look at it again. Here we go. I think you're going to see the ball hit the ground. Right there.
Yep.
Well, no replay in high school football. First to goal, Towanda. Newbert to the outside, dragged down, short. Zach Rogers playing defensive now.
You've got to give Dalton Potter gold star. He sold out completely to catch that football, even though it may have hit the ground. The effort was fantastic.
We'll see how much the Black Knights need to take the lead. They give it to the ground, and Newbert shoots in. Touchdown, Towanda. .354 remaining in this one. Newbert's 11th touchdown on the season, his first here tonight. And they'll bring the PAT team on.
I haven't seen too much of that in high school football. A complete different unit for the extra point block or extra point kick.
The kick by Sims. This one is good, and it's a 7-point lead now for the Black Knights.
Well, we have almost 4 minutes to go.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. Now, if Tunkhannock comes back down the field and scores, do they go for 2?
Let's not put the cart before the horse, okay? 8-play, 64-yard drive. Okay, next week, boy, we expect a good one in the pizza capital of the world, Coach. Dunmore and Old Forge both going in undefeated, looks like. And then we'll have a couple playoff games mixed in with a college game. The Mayor's Cup is always very good. Right now, we got a game to finish here.
Yeah, this has been fun, Bob. You go home tonight and say, hey, saw a great football game tonight.
So Tunkhannock now will get the ball back, trailing by 7. 3 timeouts left. Hopkins. Good field position. They've started, I think, almost every drive near the 40.
Yes. That's why we've had a lot of offense.
Yep.
Nobody's been backed up to their own end zone.
Okay, so here comes the freshman on. Jack Chilson. Lewinsky over the 200-yard mark on the ground. Probably use him a little bit. Get it to Hopkins. I mean, you know the weapons. Now it comes down to execution.
Again, they're pretty much staying in a 2 tight end set with a flanker and an I backfield against the 53 defense.
Gonna go to the air. Chilson gets it to Hopkins. 12 yards inside Towanda territory, just like that. I am impressed with that freshman. He can throw a nice ball.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. He gets up on that front foot, and his accuracy is impressive.
See if they go back to Zawinski. They do. He holds on and he puts his shoulder down. What's his mantra? I'm gonna hit you first, right? That's what he said.
Once he gets to the line of scrimmage, he's explosive. His acceleration, you watch this here, he gets to that hole and then bang. Ooh, he punishes number 2.
Up near 240 now on the ground. Both teams selling out, trying to pick up this win. Zawinski almost broke it, has a first down though, inside the 35.
What's impressive is not only his execution and performance, but his durability.
Well, he's gone out of bounds on several occasions, trying to avoid the hit. You can see he's definitely laboring at some point. They give it to the fullback.
That play is designed to give number 3 a rest.
Yeah.
Coach Cechak is going to call, is that his second timeout?
First.
First.
It doesn't like something in there. Going to talk to the offensive lineman. Trying to pick up something. Boy, it's been a good game, Coach.
Excellent. You know, it's I haven't seen a lot of games where a running back is going to get close to 300 yards and a quarterback for the other team is going to get close to 300 yards passing.
Well, we talked about it, feels like a long time ago, a couple hours ago. We talked about them in our spotlight players. They lived up to the billing. came here looking for an offensive show. You've seen it.
Yeah, and again, after this game, regardless of the outcome, both teams have played their hearts out. If you lose this game, it's heartbreaking. If you win it, you're elated, but that's just the nature. Somebody's got to win and somebody's going to lose. There used to be ties in football, Bob.
After the timeout, here come the Tigers, trailing by 7. They go to the air. A little out to Hopkins. Chilson just got it there. If he put a little bit more on it, I think he could have got a couple more yards.
Yep.
But not a bad pass. They're going to say he's short by just a little bit. Look at it again.
Yep, he gets down and gets down on the ground to catch the ball.
Everyone knows who it's going to. Doesn't matter. Zawinski still breaks the tackle. Up to the 12.
Well, Bob, if
5'11",
touchdown.
Yep, 5'11", 201 senior.
Do you kick the extra point?
I'm kicking, playing for overtime.
Again,
Hey,
tough.
They're still, Tawana can still get the ball back.
Well,
So
I'm sure
let's
they're
not-
going to.
They still have to score. Let's hold on. Back to Zawinski. Up inside the 10, holds on to the ball. But you're Tunkhannock, you're trying to roll it down. You still have to make the extra point. There's a lot of things left to happen.
Well, their kicker's pretty good.
They are.
He always
but
kicks some field goals.
It's high school kids, though. High school kids.
I'm not a big fan of the overtime, the format.
No, me either. Not in high school. You know, Joe Garris goes off. Zawinski up. Some pushing and shoving. Timeout going to be called by Tunkhannock. Under 90 to play here. First, you have to get the first down. That's the thing. It's second. It's going to be third down and about 5.
Now, again, down here in the red zone, you know that that second level of Tawana's defense, they're playing the run, so they're up tight. So you could have a 7 or an 8-man front there. If it's me, I'd like to toss the ball outside rather than try to run inside those tackles. But they've done that the first 2 downs, so they're still 4.5 yards short.
6 seasons here. Jan Sijak, 13th overall as a coach. Coached in college, trying to build this Tiger program. Had high expectations coming into this season. A lot of returners with talent, but just 1 win. This could define a season if you're Tunkhannock. Trailing by 7. Having the ball inside the 10.
It appears they're going to be in the same set. 2 tights, flanker, high formation.
This drive started around the 40-yard line.
There they are. And you can see everybody's up.
10th play. Zawinski just looking for some blocking from his big guys up front, short of the first down. Inside the 5. 4th down. Up quickly is Tunkhannock. Oh, Chilson slipped.
But he got forward. I don't know if he made it, though.
I don't know. He's 6'4". Tawana's celebrating. I think that slip may have cost him the first. Coach, look at it again. He slipped and then just couldn't regain his balance. They put it into the quarterback's hands up quickly instead of giving to Zawinski, and he's short by a half a yard. Oh. Just 1 timeout left. for Tunkhannock.
Just take a knee here. Victory formation.
So Towanda comes on the road 40 miles to the south into Tunkhannock Memorial Stadium. They trail by 14 in the first quarter. They battle all the way back to take the lead now 42-35 on a 4th and 1. The quarterback slips, can't get the first down instead of giving it to number 3.
Yeah, they certainly have the stud in the tailback position. And again, like I said a few moments ago, one of those downs, I would have liked to see them toss the ball to the outside. You're stacking that line of scrimmage with probably 8 defenders, 7 definitely, possibly 8. And if you're running inside the tackles, it's tough. If you don't root the defensive line out, it's not going anywhere.
Just a couple small mistakes from Tunkhannock may have cost them the game. The big interception, of course, in the second quarter.
Well, you know, Bob,
but
the thing about their season, from just looking at their scores and some of the teams that they were beating and lost to by narrow margins, it's got to be something that they can look forward to as they grow up.
Yep.
They have a bunch of freshmen on their varsity roster that played. Hopefully they can build on that. One more down.
So Tunkhannock will host Northwest here next week, trying to get that win number 2. Towanda heads to their rival while losing. And they'll go win 7-2, right in the thick of things in District 4. Double 2A rankings. This will be the last play of the game. So Tanner Kunkel, sophomore quarterback, throws for over 300 yards, and he leads his Black Knights to a big win over the Tigers of Tunkhannock. The final score, a wild one, 42-35. And Aaron Dugan down on the field. Gonna see if Tanner Kunkel has the ice's right shoulder down.
I'm sure it'll be a pleasurable icing.
What success from the sophomore. Just 5'7", $150, wet. But he got the toughness of a 6'4", 220-pounder. Luke Tama, 4 touchdown receptions. A couple big ones in that first half. A tough loss for Tunkhannock, but a big win for Towanda, and Aaron Dugan as our players of the game.
That's right, Bob. Here with our players of the game, Luke Tama and Tanner Kunkel. Let's start with you, Luke, just on the receiving end of this aerial show tonight. What can you say about your buddy here?
My buddy right here, he's an accurate guy, but shout out to the O-line for giving him all the time he needs and the other receivers for running the patterns to create confusion in the backfield. But this guy right here, it's great passing, but shout out to that O-line and the other receivers also.
How about defensively? What was it like stopping that run game? Sawinski was really out there pounding the ball.
He's a great runner, hard runner too, but we just did what we had to do and buckled down and got the job done.
How about coming in here tonight? You know, it was their homecoming, and, you know, you kind of spoiled it for them, but, you know, what was it like playing in this kind of atmosphere?
Oh, this place is rowdy. It's a great atmosphere all around, though. Nice field and everything. It was just great atmosphere all around.
All right, great job tonight.
Thank you.
And our big QB tonight, what a game. Did you come in here expecting like a shootout like what happened tonight?
Oh, no. I knew it was going to be a tough game coming in here because last year they played us very well. And we knew they were a good team. They had a tough league, so we came here and gave it our all.
And how about Luke? What can you say about some of those grabs he had out there tonight?
I don't know. He's something special.
How would you like to end things out next week?
I like to go out
regular
with a win. Go out with a win, get a good seed in districts. And I just want to shout out, like Luke did, our own line. Our O-line is great. Giving protection.
Great game tonight.
Thank you.
It's a helmet on kind of night, Bob. I gotta sneak the microphone in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let their moms see their faces. That's what you. Mom's like, take the helmet off, right? Mom's like, take the helmet off. But boy, a wild one here. What can you say? It's like the Big 12. Back and forth they went. You know, unfortunately, one team has to lose. It was Tunkhannock, Coach, but a good game, one of our better ones this year.
Yeah, it was, like I said earlier, and we both said this, it's a fun game to watch. We saw some outstanding performances on both teams. And again, it's just make mistakes near the end, a slip, an errant pass. It's just the way the game goes. And listen, as a coach, it's heartbreaking for kids. They play their hearts out. And you know, Bob, I meant to mention this earlier. You go into a game, you're 1-7, and you wonder whether the kids that are on the field are thinking about going out for wrestling or playing basketball. Well, if that's the case with some teams, certainly that wasn't reflected in Tunkhannock's play tonight.
Nope, not at all.
You know, for a 1-7 team, they played hard. They produced, they performed. It's just that they came up short, and that's the way the game is. That's the way the ball bounces, unfortunately.
Both teams have heart, and we know both teams next week will go head-to-head. It's a battle for the Lackawanna League Division II title as Dunmore heads to Old Forge, and we'll be on the air next week at 7 o'clock. So that would do it for the entire Fox 56 sports crew from Tunkhannock. It was a wild one tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. For Aaron Dugan, Stan Kaharski, this is Bob Ide saying so long.
You're watching Wendy's Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.